unique opportunity. We have new board members that will be sworn in, so we want to call to order. We're appreciative of all the work that went into advance work by Lisa Wright and Christy Griffin getting everything together for the meet and greet. We're glad that we have so many people here. We have a large number of recognitions tonight, which is a good thing. We recognize for good quality things, not bad things. So when we have a lot of recognitions, that's a positive. So we're excited about that. We do ask that the first thing we want to have a prayer and pledge of allegiance. If you will, please stand for the pledge.
Tony, Mikey's not in here yet. Mikey's not in here yet. Hey, says Mikey's not in here.
Yeah. All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Now we've asked Mr. Phil Winningham to lead us in a prayer.
Let's pray together. Father, anybody in this room can come into your presence. Anybody in this room can share our needs, our desires, our dreams with you. And so, Father, while I'm honored to be asked to lead this prayer, I challenge every person in this room to call on you in their heart right now. Father, we cannot be leaders without you. And so, God, thank you that you have chosen us. And I pray that we would surrender to your leadership in our lives, and then we can make a difference in this system. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Now, we're appreciative of our 7th Judicial Circuit Judge, Mr. Shannon Page, who will swear in our board members this evening. Gentlemen, if you will make your way over to Judge Page.
Tell you what, before we get started, as an elected public official, it would be political malpractice for me to pass up an empty microphone in a room full of people. I want to thank the board and Mr. Willis for having me here tonight and letting me participate in this. It's a great honor. First of all, because I'm a product of the Calhoun County school system. Spent my entire high school, middle school, elementary school at Alexandria. And I'm also proud to be here because each of these gentlemen I'll be swearing in tonight is my friend. Some of them lifelong friends, but what we have on this board is a group of men who come from a varied background. Some of them have worked in education, some in law enforcement, some have been business owners, entrepreneurs, made their own ways in life. I think the board is going to make some great strides for the school system in the coming years. And I'm proud of this group, and I'm honored to be swearing them in tonight. So thank you for having me here. Thank you. You would repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Mike Amarola,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Alabama,
and the Constitution of the State of Alabama,
so long as I remain a citizen thereof,
as long as I remain a citizen thereof,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
and honestly
and honestly
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office
of the office
which I am about to enter,
which I am about to enter,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. state your name, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Alabama, so long as I remain a citizen thereof, and that I will faithfully and honestly discharge the duties of the office of which I am about to enter, to the best of my abilities, so help me God. Congratulations. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Alabama, so long as I remain a citizen thereof, and that I will faithfully and honestly discharge the duties of the office which I am about to enter, to the best of my ability, so help me God. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Alabama, so long as I remain a citizen thereof, and that I will faithfully and honestly discharge the duties of the office which I am about to enter, to the best of my ability, so help me God.
She got one.
I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Alabama, so long as I remain a citizen thereof, and that I will faithfully and honestly discharge the duties of the office of which I am about to enter, to the best of my ability, so help me God. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Alabama, so long as I remain a citizen thereof, and that I will faithfully and honestly discharge the duties of the office which I am about to enter, to the best of my ability, so help me God. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Alabama, so long as I remain a citizen thereof, and that I will faithfully and honestly discharge the duties of the office which I am about to enter. To the best of my ability. So help me God.
All right, now that we officially have a Board of Education, we will do the roll call. Just answer with here or present. Mike Amarode. Present. Toby Burt. Present. Alan George. Present. Joe Lathers. Here. Alan Mange. Present. Bobby Tittle. Present. And Michael Webb.
Here.
First on the agenda is to elect officers for the board. So at this time, I will entertain nominations for board chairman.
I'd like to nominate Michael Webb.
All right, we have a nomination for Michael Webb. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right. Do we have any other nominations?
Like
All right. I'm sorry?
No. That's fine.
All right. If there's no other nominations, then all in favor of Michael Webb serving as board chairman for the next year, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed with like sign? All right. Motion carries. Michael Webb will be our board chairman. Next, I'll entertain nominations for vice chairman.
I'd like to make a nomination that Bobby Tittle serve as vice chairman.
All right, we have a first. Do we have a second?
I second.
Do we have any other nominations? All right. All in favor of Bobby Tittle serving as the vice chairman, signify with aye.
Aye.
All opposed with like sign? All right. We have a vice chairman, Mr. Bobby Tittle. All right, at this point, I will turn it over to you, Mr. Webb.
All right. I want to start out by thanking everybody for being here tonight. The crowd is amazing. I'm so excited about this board. I'm excited about the future of our schools. Very thankful for each and every one of you and the confidence that you have in me to be in this seat. And I think we've been here together for 2 hours now, and it's been a good 2 hours. But we had food, so you can't beat that. So I also want to thank you, ladies. I know how much hard work that you put in to making this possible, to providing the refreshments and in the rain, getting everything here. So thank you all very much for what you've done to make this possible. So thank you. And I guess we will move straight into the agenda. We'll start with the approval of the agenda. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion.
Have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right, next we have our recognitions, and we do have quite a few of those. First, it's our TCI Student of the Month, and Barry Russell is here representing TCI to make that recognition.
Thank you, Superintendent Willis. I want to congratulate each new member and old members for another year. And I want to thank you again for allowing us to come. Do you mind if I just take this off?
That's fine.
I want to thank you for allowing us to come before you again to present TCI Student of the Month. Basically, just sort of as background, since there's so many people here, what we decided was a couple of years ago, we saw that there was a lack of workers coming into the career tech fields. And we wanted, especially those businesses that, like us, that depend upon career tech students to come into our businesses, we wanted to come up with a way that we could actually give back and actually recognize and honor and encourage students in the career tech fields. So what we do now is that we actually recognize a student of the month that has been actually nominated by their counselors and teachers, and we bring them forward and actually give them a little honorarium each month, and also gives a certificate of achievement. At the end of the year, we are going to give away 2 scholarships to one or to 2 of those students at the end of the year, and each student has equal opportunity to apply for the scholarships. But this month, I would like to recognize Maggie Morgan. Is Maggie Morgan here? Maggie, will you come up? As she's coming up, I'll just talk a little bit about what she's told us about herself. This is Maggie. Maggie is a dedicated senior at White Plains High School, where she shines as an active member of the FFA, the FBLA, and the track team. You like to run, huh? Yeah, I think she does. Outside of school, Maggie enjoys spending time with her best friend and honing her skills in cosmetology. She has a passion she's eager to turn into a career. She plans to attend Gadsden State with dreams of becoming a successful cosmetologist and eventually owning her own business, her own salon. So with this, we recognize Maggie's drive and dedication, which are definitely inspiring, and we want to let her know that we look forward to seeing her accomplish all her dreams.
Next, we have our EduStaff Substitute Teacher of the Year. Ms. Alicia Laros will make that presentation.
I'd like to thank you, Mr. Willis, and the Board of Education for giving me this opportunity to present this award. For the past 6 years, we've recognized one substitute teacher of the year. We give them a $250 check, and then we present them with this trophy. And substitutes play a critical role in our schools every day. We have approximately 180 active subs in Calhoun County, and we appreciate the hard work that they do. We could not have school every day without them. So we love this opportunity to recognize them. I don't make this decision. In April, I send out an email to all of the administrators. They push that out to everyone in their building, all faculty and staff, and then we ask them to say something great about the subs that work in their schools. So they all submit those. I forward them all to EduStaff's home office in Michigan, and there's a team there that sits down and goes through all of them, and they call every sub that receives a recommendation or a nomination and thank them for their hard work and what they do in our schools. And then they take from all of those that were submitted and select one for the state of Alabama. And so out of those 180 that we have currently, it is my honor to present to you the 23-24 Substitute Teacher of the Year Award, Ms. Christy Lynch. Ms. Lynch was employed with us for 2 years, from October of 22 to May of 24. She worked approximately, and I think it's exact, 152 days last school year at White Plains Middle. She worked with our special needs students, and most of you know those students are amazing. They hold special places in our hearts, and it takes a special person to be able to work with our special children. And everyone there at White Plains, even Ms. Ray just a few minutes ago, said she's awesome. She does a great job. And so that's why she was nominated. And every one of the nominations that we received, the positive comments included her work ethic, her knowledge, her patience, and her kindness. And everyone says that she was a blessing to White Plains Middle. So I'll share a little bit about Ms. Lynch. She is a product of Calhoun County Schools. She graduated from White Plains High School in 2000. So she graduated, worked at Chick-fil-A, worked at a pharmacy as a pharmacy tech for 5 years at a local pharmacy in Arab, and then she also worked in Arab as a sub-teacher. So she's got some experience working with children, and she's been married to her husband Tim for 21 years. Tim is the pastor at Meadowbrook Baptist Church in Oxford. They have 3 wonderful children. Emma is 20 years old, and she is currently at the University of Alabama, majoring in none other than early childhood special education. So we can't wait for her to graduate and come join us here in Calhoun County. She has Caleb, who is 17. He is a senior at White Plains High School, and he plays on the varsity basketball team. And then she has Titus, who is 10. He is in 5th grade at White Plains Middle, and he plays basketball and baseball. So she has a little bit of experience at home with children as well. In her free time, she enjoys serving with her church family, puzzles, and hiking. She also enjoys watching movies, thrifting, and going to yard sales. Ms. Lynch accepted a full-time job at Downey Medical in August, so that's why she hasn't subbed with us this semester, and we've truly missed her. But she did such a good job that in January, she will be an employee of Calhoun County Schools. Ms. Ray has hired her as a parapro, so she begins that new position in January. So we are excited about that new role. I know she is. I know the staff and students are. So I'd like to congratulate her on her new position with Calhoun County Schools and Substitute Teacher of the Year for us last school year. So let's give her a big round of applause. This is super heavy, but I will try to show you her nice little report here. Present that to you. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Next, we want to recognize several groups of young ladies. First of all, this group served as the regional champions in 4A volleyball, and then advanced. They were the county champions in volleyball, and then they were the state runner-up, Coach Whitney Welch and the Alexandria volleyball team.
Thank you guys so much for having us here today. I'm just grateful for the opportunity. I just want to thank God that I get to go to school at Alexandria every day. I really do feel like, He showed me my calling when I was about 26 years old, I guess, and it's just been a really special place to work, and I'm just very blessed to be around these young ladies every single day and every single year, as they flow through our program. I want to thank I call her Kirby Smart. This is Kelly Johnson. But I call her Kirby Smart. I genuinely feel like That's who she reminds me of. I could not do this without her. She has been with me now for 13 years. Every step of the way, every game, we've done this together. She not only counsels me, but she just helps me figure out, I guess, the best way to build relationships with the girls. I'm not always great at that, and she can step in and kind of help me, figure it all out, and we do it together. And, we see a lot of adversity together each and every day, and she's a really good coach as well, but she just kind of helps me step back from the ledge a little bit sometimes, and also just guides me in ways to be a better coach. So, and if you know Kelly Johnson, you know she's a better person than she is anything else. And when you can surround yourself with good people, then you can really get places, whether that's inside of a school, a program, a community, whatever it may be. And we have a great community at Alexandria that's very supportive as well, and just very appreciative of the school and community and our administration and everyone that's involved. This year, it was an interesting one. I knew that there was going to be high expectations for this team. Obviously, we had a good year in 23, but lost 5 seniors. Some of them went to college and multiple sports. So I knew that, we had some returners, could have a great team again, but it was going to be hard, to get where we needed to be. And I don't really know how our girls felt about it at first. I knew they thought we could do it too, but we had a long route to get there. There was a lot of growth from day one to the end. It's probably the most growth we've seen out of any team that we've ever been around. And I want to thank all of them for that, but I definitely want to thank our seniors too, who really stepped up. They learned, how to lead themselves, each other, and then they also just stepped up really big at the end and, led our team to new heights. And so I just wanted to thank all of you, but especially to our seniors who really got it going for us at the end. Again, lots of expectations. I don't think many teams lose their area tournament and then go play in the state final. But I guess that's something that we do. It was rough. Like after we got beat in the area tournament, I guess they could have laid down, but that's not who we are and what we want to represent. That's definitely not the standard of our program. So I don't know how they felt about the practices and, what we did after, that beating that we took there. But we came together and we were able to turn it around. And it's nothing that I did, but it's everything that they did. They did everything the right way. They knew they could go make a run, and they did it and almost finished the whole thing. We came really close, won the first set, tied set 2 and 3, and we had our opportunities. But, just couldn't pull it out in the end. But I want them to know how awesome they are and what a great experience it was and what a great accomplishment it was. And sometimes, you lose in life, but you learn so much from it, and you just grow along the way, and that's just part of life. And I just want them to know that no matter how it ended, I'm super proud of them, and I know our parents and our community, us, everybody, we're just very proud of them and thankful for all the support throughout the ride. It was a fun one. So I'm just going to call your name. I guess you can just step forward if you don't mind. Shelby Morris, Cassidy Hartsfield, Zaylee Mobbs, Sophie Martin, Kylie Jeffers, Charlie Paris, McKinley Cooper, Aaron Spradley, Landry Patterson, Caden Pritchett, Kaylin Adams, Callie Hess, and Brinley Curvin. Callie's not with us tonight. She's injured and she's at therapy trying to rehab to get ready for her basketball season. So we miss her, but just thankful for all of these young ladies. And we also had 4 kids on scholarships today, which is awesome. We just did that earlier, and so I'm just thankful for them and their dedication to not only the sport but our school and our program. And I'm excited they get to go not only pursue their athletic careers, but more importantly, they get an education and can go better their life from there. So congratulations to all. We're proud of you.
All right, next we have another group of young ladies, this time the 3A regional champion, the 3A state runner-up, Coach Rebecca Hughes and the Ohatchee volleyball team.
just want to let you guys know I'm not prepared for this. I teach 4- and 5-year-olds all day long, so this is a big jump. But first of all, I just want to thank each and every one of you here for allowing us the opportunity to be recognized because this group is very special. They have gone above and beyond anything that Coach Henderson and I have asked them all season long. Even in the off season, we've pushed and pushed, and that's the reason that we went as far as we did this season. Each and every one of these girls hold a special place in our hearts. Some of them we've had from junior high. They've played with us in junior high. Coach Henderson coached several of them in junior high. And I've had them all since I've been coaching for the last 7 or 8 years. So I'm going to take some time, and I'm just going to call out some of their names, and as I call your name, please step out. We're missing a few. I've got several cheerleaders that are at the state competition right now. So if they don't step out, that's where they are. Molly Barnes, Ayla Crook, Brett Finn, Alana Fitch, Bailey Fowler, Rebecca Henderson, Riley Latham, Hayden Lathers, Kylie Matson, Greenlee Orman, Savannah Reeves, Emily Riddle, Kate Ryan, Peyton Walker, and Ellie Vice. And so just at this time, give these girls a round of applause. This season has been super special. 2 years ago, we did have the opportunity to go to the state tournament, and that was the first time in school history that we have ever been that far. And some of these girls were on that team. Some of these girls were the ball girls for that team. And then they had a chance to be playing on the court as well this year. And then this year, we had the opportunity to go and play in the state championship game, which is as far as anybody has taken this program. And so we're just very thankful that for this group in particular, for setting that standard and just making sure that we now have a standard of excellence at the school at Ohatchee. And I just want to make sure that we can hold up to that, and I'm thankful for y'all. And then before I do finish, I want to thank Coach Ronnie Henderson. He is my right-hand man. He does a lot of the brunt work for us. A couple years ago, I had heart surgery, and he had to help run several of the practices. I could not do much for several of the months of the season, so I couldn't do it without him. And all he does for the program and for our administrators and the Board of Education. We're just thankful for y'all, and we're just super proud of the season that we've had. Thank you.
So we had a 4A runner-up. I'm sorry, we've got to get the picture made. I'm talking too soon.
Mr. Willis, don't forget, Miss Hughes, she doesn't like to brag on herself, but aren't you the coach of the year, Calhoun County? We don't need to forget that as well.
A3A Coach of the Year. All right, so we had the 4A state runner-up. We had the 3A state runner-up, and then we dropped down to 2A. And let me just say, I've been in sports my whole life and had a lot of conversations at the state tournament about bigger picture, and I've yet to meet anyone who can think of any sport at any era of time where 3 of the 7 classifications had participants from the same school district. So that really speaks well. You talk about success breeding success. I think being right here and around each other and playing each other. So we had 3, there's only A through 7A, and 2A, 3A, 4A all had state championship games with Calhoun County schools in it. So that was something to be proud of. But instead of a runner-up, we had the defending state champions in 2A, but it's new girls and a new coach, and the 2A state champion, our Pleasant Valley High School volleyball girls. Coach Mann, come on up.
Ms. Bryant. They may fall.
Okay, so I'm Jennifer Mann. Maiden name is Bryant. Our Dana retired last year. I came in and took over. We had 3 key seniors that graduated, and we had a rebuilding year, and we hit the ground running this summer and worked our butts off. I want to thank our admin at central office and admin at school. My parents, my varsity parents, have been remarkable. We have had a trying season, but a very successful season. We started off with some injuries that we had to overcome, and we played big teams all season long. So our record going into postseason was not that great, but our history is playing bigger schools, better schools, and that's what makes you better as a team. So we worked, and these girls went all the way and brought it home back to back. I'll call, y'all just step forward, we're gonna call you out. All right, Hannah Henry, Zaylee Kervin, Sierra Teal, Ava Washington is not with us tonight, Bella Ushery, Jeanette Turner, Ellie Patterson, Elise Wheeler, Kaylee Amarode, Ella Paris, Madison Schwabe, and Lily Henry. And Lily Henry is our only senior, and she is our back-to-back state MVP as well. And Lily will also be going on to play collegiately for volleyball and softball at Gadsden State.
And Ms. Mann, State 2A Coach of the Year.
Yes.
Get that, take it with you.
As impressive as it is to win a state championship, it's even more of a challenge to go back to back. Our next group is a three-peat. For the 3rd time in 3 years, Mr. Jared Holland and the 3A Alabama Marching Band state champions from Weaver High School.
All right, we really appreciate you guys inviting us out to come tonight, and it's been a wonderful, special year. And if you don't know anything about Weaver High School, the band at the high school, these students, they participate in so many other things as well, and so that's why a lot of our seniors are tied up tonight. They've got a lot of other things going on, like basketball games and things like that. And but I really appreciate the support of Mr. Brazier and our school faculty, the staff, the band parents, the Board of Education, and I see other folks in the audience out here tonight that have financially supported our program, so we greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much for what you do for us at Weaver High School. This year we performed a show called Groove, and never in my life did I think that we would play songs by folks like Cardi B and XXX Tentacion. I didn't even know who that was. But it turned out to be probably the most fun show that we've ever put together, and just really, really enjoyable. I'm going to go ahead and read all the names, so when we call your name, you guys can step forward. Our drum major this year was Dewan Morgan, and these are our band seniors: Angel Aguilar, Ethan Benefield, Carla Carmona, Addison Christopher, Leslie Duncan, Jocelyn Gompert, Taisha Holiday, Carson Holland, Gracious Hooks, Cash Kelly, Emily Linville, Layla Mathias,
Callie Mayfield, Bradley Miller, Braden Miller, Clayton Nels, Charlotte Olson-Nip, Haley Pate, Terrence Reese, TJ Rollins, Audrey Womack, and Jacob Roble. Let's give these guys a round of applause.
Next, also from Weaver High School, we have Coleman Lett, who is the FFA coach. He was also the 2024 Outstanding Newcomer for coaching. Our Weaver FFA organization was named a star chapter at the National Convention, which means they're a top 25 FFA program in the state of Alabama. So let's congratulate them.
Thank you, Mr. Willis. Thank you, newly elected board members and old ones. Congratulations to each of you. I look forward to working with you. Thank you all for being here tonight. Tonight I want to recognize two things. The first, he mentioned that we were selected as a National Star Chapter Award. Every year this award is given to outstanding chapters across the United States, and in Alabama it put us in the top 25. We were recognized in the second general session of our National FFA Convention in Lucas Oil Stadium. As well as that, what I would like to also recognize is for the past 2 years, Caitlin Dumar, our chapter president, has been my creed speaker. Creed speaking is a contest in FFA that if you spend any time at all around FFA, you know a little bit about the creed and also know about the contest. Caitlin did it for 2 years. Quick story, Mr. Willis, is her first year doing it in 8th grade. She made it to the state contest, made it out of county, district, and then made it to the state. And several people asked me, do you think she can win? I said, she can win, but personally, I hope she gets second. For those of you that don't know, in FFA, when you win state and go to nationals, you can only do it one time. And I kept saying that if I just had one more year, I could really make a run with her. So she did get second that year as an 8th grader, went on to win the state contest this past year, and was the first semifinalist from the state of Alabama ever at the National Creed Speaking Contest, as well as the only one from the southern region and all of our neighboring states. So congratulations to Caitlin and our FFA officers. Thank you to our administration and our Board for Sport and Agriculture Education. Thank you.
Next, we have the White Plains boys cross country team, and then we have a couple of girls we want to recognize as well. And I've always thought that my favorite slogan about cross country, I remember a t-shirt that said, "Our sport is your sport's punishment." You know, when you don't do well, you run. Or when you're in trouble, the coach makes you run. Well, in this sport, that is the sport. It's a 5K competition, but unlike a lot of sports, if you do this, you can do it the rest of your life. There's 5Ks all the time, everywhere. So this year, our boys cross-country team from White Plains High School was state runner-up. Also, Madden Khan was the girls cross-country 4A individual state champion. And then Abby Dickinson was all-state cross-country. Both of those are from White Plains as well. So, Coach Cotton.
First, wanted to say thank you, Mr. Willis, and all of our board admins, and for having us here today, setting this up for us, recognizing all the great things that so many of our students in the district are doing. Congratulations, newly elected board members. Really looking forward to working with y'all. But just, I'm so honored to be here speaking on behalf of some of my favorite people on the planet. To be honest, this group is so special to me because the majority of my team, I mean, I taught them, when they were 7th graders. So I've gotten, the privilege of, literally watching them grow up and seeing who they've become and who they're turning into. And I mean, Mr. Willis said it. I mean, our sport's definitely not one that's easy, not one that, the kids get really excited to come to practice, that kind of thing. I mean, there's times, when we got up to our peak of training, some of these kids are putting in over 50 miles a week. But I just can't say enough about their work ethic. The work's not fun, but they're not complainers. They push each other. They have high expectations of one another. They have high expectations of the younger kids on the team. We've got a tradition of winning in this program, and they believe firmly in that, and they expect that out of all the ones that are coming up underneath them. So just to talk about our boys team, let me introduce you to our boys team. We've got 4 boys who aren't here tonight. They're playing a basketball game. But the ones who are here, we've got Silas Strickland. If y'all will step forward when I call your name. That's Silas Strickland, Josh Duke, Christian Sotelo, Sawyer Kahn, Andrew Ellis, and Zayden Pearson. That's our boys team. We were fortunate enough to be state runner-ups. I'm not going to forget about Madden Kahn there. Step forward. I'm going to be talking about her in just a minute. But our boys finished a state runner-up this year. We were runner-up at county. There's that big school that's down there on the interstate. They beat us by literally 1 position at the county championship. I mean, it was a neck and neck race. It was a crazy finish. It was such a fun race to be a part of. Boys were also sectional champions, and we beat Hamilton last year in the state championship. They finished 4th. We finished 3rd. This year they beat us for the state championship. But they're very much like us. We're losing 1 runner this year. Josh is our only senior that's here tonight. We're losing 1 senior. They're losing a senior. So I mean, it's going to be a battle with them again next year. But I think our guys I'm pretty confident that we can come out on top of that one. But it was just a great season all around. Girls were county champions again. They were runner-up at sectionals. Also finished 4th at state. So we've had a good bit of success. Josh Duke, Madden Kahn, and Abby Dixon actually Madden and Abby have already signed scholarships. Madden signed with JSU last week. Abby signed with Gadsden State, and Josh is going to be signing here soon. So we're one thing that we're very proud of is that we're sending kids to college, and just so proud of them for all that they've done. Just talking about Madden a little bit. If you follow local running at all, you probably know the name. She's a 9-time state champion. She's 3 in a row in 4A cross country. So I mean, she's easily the most decorated athlete in our school's history. It's going to be very difficult for anybody to catch that. I'm hoping somebody can in the future, but I mean, she's got that locked down for a little while. But one of the things that I tell about all of our kids, but just talking about Madden in particular, is just the kind of kid she is, just the leadership that she possesses, just has the highest integrity, the highest character. You won't find a better kid than her. And she's going to make an instant impact at JSU. Really sad that she's not going to be wearing blue and white anymore, but we're really, really proud of her. All of our boys, again, it's just a collection of the best people that I know at our school. Our cross country team is. I mean, we've got great kids all over campus, but I mean, I just really, really, really love our kids. Just so proud of them. I could talk about them all day. Just wanted to thank a couple of people. The thing that honestly, the heartbeat of our program is all the support that we have from our parents. I've got the best group of parents around. They show up on race days. Nobody makes them get up at 6 a.m. and drive 2 and 3 hours to a race sometimes, but have parents show up and they're there to put the pins and the bibs on the kids and tie on the race chips, and they're there. Literally, I mean, like one of our parents is a physical therapist, and he's there taking care of the kids and just bringing drinks, all kinds of stuff that we need to make races happen. Just so thankful for them. Thank you, Ms. Ray, Ms. Ray's always got my back. That's my principal. Her and Ms. Delker, they're always there for me, whatever I need. And I don't think he's here, but one of our assistant coaches, Marcus Strickland, I mean, he has poured so much into these kids. I mean, the upstairs of his home has literally turned into a recovery center for our team. And they go over there all the time, and they're like, he's there with them, helping them recover and all that kind of stuff. And he pours in a lot of volunteer time with track and cross country, and I'm really, really thankful for him and all that. And I'm just grateful for the opportunity to get to coach this program. And thank y'all for setting this up for us tonight.
All right, congratulations to all of our students and teams and students and parents. If you want to exit now, we'll give you just a second before we get into the really exciting stuff. That does not apply to my crew in the back. Y'all got to stick it out to the end. Y'all don't start getting up like y'all are going anywhere.
If you'll tell them that food's back there in the back, Mike.
There's sandwiches in the back. Y'all eat now. That way I don't have to feed you later.
Yeah, tell them to take it home with them.
All right. At this time, we will move into our board discussion. If there are any board members that would like to share about anything that you've seen, congratulations, thanking any of the people that have put you here, whatever you want to talk about, now is your time, so we'll open that up for discussion if anybody has any.
Chairman, I'd like to recognize two of our commissioners. Is Terry still here? Terry Howell? Danny Shears. I see Danny. Appreciate y'all coming. Appreciate the support you give us. You want to say anything, Danny? Thank you.
Keep them checks coming, brother.
Yeah.
Those of you that don't know, Danny does. Anytime, we were actually talking before the meeting, anytime one of our schools has a need, Danny can't always foot the whole bill, but I can guarantee you Danny's going to do whatever he can every single time to help our programs out, so thank you.
In District 2, the other commissioners do for the other.
That's right, absolutely. I was trying to put you on the hook for everybody, but
what a nice guy you are. Hey, Mr. Chairman, I guess I've got a question. Who's responsible for this family engagement newsletter and all that has gone out? I just saw that today, and that is, yeah, the Christmas one, and Nicole Burgess. I don't see her. Is she here? Nicole? Have you guys been able to pay much? I mean, that is amazing with all the information that's going out. And of course, I mean, she needs to realize that the board, and we won't be here on December the 5th when the community resource reading and math workshops are here, but that's a really cool thing. If y'all hadn't had a chance to look at that, look at it. And then also you see Andrea Wilson walking around with that camera. For some of you new guys that's on board, just when you see that thing pop up, be sure you smile, because she's taking lots of pictures. She was just here, wasn't she? Mm-hmm. But anyway, that newsletter, have you seen it yet, Michael?
Mm-mm.
You mean I saw something before you saw it?
I know, you're ahead of the game. Any other discussion? All right. We will now move into our Chief School Financial Officer's report. Those of you who are new to the Board of Education, this is our Chief School Financial Officer, Mr. John Godwin. And if you're planning on spending any money in the next 6 years, you better plan some car washes and raise your own money, because he's not going to let you touch any of his. I'm just kidding, Mr. Godwin. We appreciate you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Webb. Congratulations to all. Attached are the financial reports for the month ending September 30th, 2024, with a balance sheet, Exhibit A, FA 1A, showing at the end of September cash and cash equivalents totaling right at $57 million, all of which have been properly reconciled to corresponding bank statements with a summary report, page 7, as provided. Investments and related receivables on the balance sheet totaled right at $15.7 million at cost basis at the end of September. An account overview, page 11, is reflecting net income of those investments right at $527,000 at the end of the year, as well as a portfolio analysis. Differences between the balance sheet and account statement being a net unrealized gain of right at $500,000, just shy of $600,000. The money market mutual fund account program reflects a net income of right at $1.5 million for the year. Exhibit F2A is an operations report identifying all major revenues and expenditures by fund, source, and function type. Exhibit F3A, B, and C is that same operations report comparing those actuals to the fiscal year budget. September being the 12th month that completes the fiscal year of 24, so comparisons will be right at 12, right at 100%. Actual revenues in the general fund ended right at 112% of the budget. Sales tax remittances for the year showed an estimated 3.4% increase over the previous year's collections. Ad valorem property tax for real and personal property also showed slight increases of 5 and right at just shy of 7% for those categories. Actual expenditures in all categories of the general fund end of the year within budget right at 95%. And some of that is contributed with some projects just coming on board right at the end of the year, carrying over into this current year. General fund's ending balance as of September, the end of the year, is right at $45 million, which equates to just right at 6 months reserve. Accounts payable checks payments totaled $4.3 million for the month of September, and then payroll expenditures, salaries, and benefits totaled right at $6.5 million for the month of September. Any questions or concerns?
Thank you, Mr. Godwin.
Thank you.
Now we will turn it over to Mr. Willis.
Next item on the agenda is what's considered the consent agenda. Just for everyone to understand that those are items that there's a general agreement that there's no need, and in this case there's only 2, but there could be 8 or 9 things that we can lump together and approve all at once rather than taking the time to do multiple things. Usually these are things that are understood to be just the formality of approving them. Today we only have 2. One is the board meeting minutes from the previous board meeting and the list of surplus items to be discarded and stored for use at a later date. So it's my recommendation that we approve the items listed as under the consent agenda.
You've heard the recommendation. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
First action item is the proposed 2025 board meeting schedule. This is under tab 1 in your notebooks. It's my recommendation that we approve the regular board meeting schedule as listed.
You've heard the recommendation. Can I get a motion?
So move.
A second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item 2 is copy or lease agreement. Each school enters into these agreements independently, and White Plains Middle School, you have a copy of the lease agreement. It's my recommendation we approve the copy or lease agreement for White Plains Middle School.
You've heard the recommendation. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
A second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Oh, she can't hear.
Who had, Mr. George had the second? Joe had the second? Yes, I'll call him out. All right, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Next, the ACT Behavior Consulting Agreement. Basically, they're board-certified behavior analysts that, just to put it real simply, they're probably too expensive for schools to have on salary. So we contract with them. These are people that come in and do behavior analysis of some of our most extreme behavior problems. So, and we have some of these already. We like to have backups because sometimes they're hard to get in as we need them. So it's my recommendation we enter into the behavior consulting agreement as listed under tab 3.
You've heard the recommendation. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Mr. Burt with a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Tittle with a second. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Under tab 4, we have the Legacy Collaborative Engineering proposal. This is the equivalent. Typically, when we're going to build a building, we have to approve the architects that are going to put together and oversee the bidding process. Well, in this case, it's not an architect, but rather an engineering firm. This is basically us approving the use of this engineering group to go in and oversee the bidding process and the engineering behind the maintenance parking lot and paving project. So it's my recommendation that we approve the Legacy Collaborative Engineering proposal.
You've heard the recommendation. Can I get a motion?
Make a motion.
Mr. George with a motion. Second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Mange. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman, have we used these folks before? Terry? Or TJ?
TJ says we have not.
So you feel good about them? Okay.
Any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Next is the CMH Architects Agreement. This is the bid for the Technology Building Roofing Project. You have that under tab 5. It's my recommendation we approve the bid as listed.
You've heard the recommendation. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Who had that? Lathers with a motion. Second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Tittle. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Next, we have a contract for our JAG site coordinator. This is one of Governor Ivey's projects where we put people in place to help students find job placement after high school. You have the contract under tab 6. It's my recommendation that we approve the contract as written.
You've heard the recommendation. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Mr. George with a motion. A second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Burt. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
I'm sorry, I didn't ask for discussion. Did we have any discussion? All right, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Under tab 7, you have the proposed sick leave bank committee chairperson. Under the employee leave laws for Alabama public school employees, one of the items is the local superintendent will appoint an employee to be approved by the local board to serve as a sick leave bank committee member, and then they get other people around them. It's my recommendation that we approve Wendy England as our sick leave bank committee chairperson, who currently serves as our HR director.
You've heard the recommendation. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Tittle. Second, Mr. Mange. Any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Under personnel, under tab 8, you have the listing by school, some resignations, a lot of transfers actually, and some of these would take place at the beginning of December, and then a few that are district-wide, some retirements. It's my recommendation that we approve the personnel under tab 8 as listed.
You've heard the recommendation. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Burt with a motion. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. George. Any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Under 8A, you see some employments. We do it this way because some of these are replacing the people that we just voted as a resignation or whatever, so we're able to fill those immediately. So it's my recommendation that we approve the personnel under 8A as listed.
You've heard the recommendation. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Mr. Mange with a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. George. Any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Next, you have also under personnel contracts. We have 4 independent contracts. 3 are for school bus monitors on some of our bus routes, and then 1 is for someone who's retiring to be able to come back and provide some training moving forward in that position. It's my recommendation we approve these contracts as listed under 8B.
You've heard the recommendation. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Burt with a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Mange. Any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right, last item, just a superintendent's report. We had a lot of recognitions, and as you notice, basically, if you're not a state champion or a state runner-up, you don't make the cut. You know, we mentioned a team that was 4th in the state, and it's kind of like, well, how do we not have them? Because we got 10 other people that won or was a runner-up. But we do have a lot of things. We try to recognize some of these were either very recently, but we do have one. Lindy Mange was our Region 6 Spotlight educator for technology. We had Lori Lloyd at Walter Welborn. She's one of our Emerge teachers. She was recently recognized by ARC of Calhoun and Chamber County as an Educator of the Year. We also had 4 of our schools who competed today and tomorrow in cheer competition. Ohatchee, White Plains, Pleasant Valley, and Alexandria. Some competed this morning, some are competing right now, and I think some are tomorrow. So hopefully by the next board meeting, we may have some more people winning awards. So we want to wish them the best of luck. And then just a shout out to some of our departments. Our nursing or our health services, they've had an inordinate amount of emergency situations lately, and they have handled them all flawlessly, done a great job. Their training and their preparation has been put to the test, and they've come out doing well. Our technology has done a great job with some of the challenges and some of the upgrades as cybersecurity becomes an ever increasingly challenge. And then maintenance. TJ Norris, who's relatively new to us, has come in and completely remodeled and made things much more organized and clean and safe, which makes that group much more efficient. And we appreciate the fine job that they are doing. They're not the only departments that are performing at a high level. We're very blessed to have great leadership in so many of our areas, but those recently have had some significant things that I think are worth a shout out, so we appreciate them.
Thank you, sir. And I want to point out one thing before we dismiss. Today, whenever we got here, Mr. Willis had us all a notebook, which I know all of you have been brought up to speed on that, but how valuable the information, and I know that many of you guys probably had a part in compiling this data, but how helpful this would have been 6 years ago for me coming in. I mean, there's things in here that I've been here 6 years and I didn't know as I'm reading it. And so take time to look through that, and thank you and your staff for taking the time to put that together. I mean, very, very fine details in this manual that we need to know to be able to make the best decisions that we can for our system. And so thank y'all so much for the time and the effort you put into putting that together. And thank you all again for being here. Thank you to our staff and everybody that made tonight a special night, made this possible. And if there's no new business, then I will take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Hold on. Oh, open the floor for, if there are any public comments at this time, we'll take time for any public comments.
Danny's done spoke. Time to go.
No public comments? Having none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second? All right, Mr. Almero with the motion, Mr. Tittle with the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.